It's another episode of Paul Unscripted with Paul Cruikshank, CEO of RCL Foods, and myself, Kelly. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, Kelly.
So we're going to jump back into it for everyone that wasn't listening to the previous podcasts. Paul has a focus for every single year. 2026 is...
Performance through intention.
It is, and you're not letting this one go this year. You're not laxing on it. We've gone through being intentional with focus, being intentional with meetings, and today let's put the two into one podcast. It's being intentional with time and being intentional with performance.
Yeah.
Let's start with time. Why is time so important?
Well, it's precious, isn't it? Because we don't have a lot of it, do we?
Limited.
If you think about it, me, I sleep for more hours than I'm awake in a day. No, just kidding. Almost. Because I go to bed at 8. I do get teased by my kids. We actually go to bed before them now. It's quite interesting.
But you are awake at 4.
Yeah, 4:30. I've been really good in the holidays. I've slept to 5:15. It's been amazing. It's like a sleeper. They teased me the whole way through holidays, saying you slept in because you slept to 5:15. So yes, but now I'm back. Been back at work a couple of weeks, and I'm back to my 4:30 wake up.
4:30 club.
Yeah, that's it.
So
going.
So time being precious. Talk to us about it in, let's do this. Let's talk about it in the world of business and the world of RCL Foods and then in the world of your time as CEO.
Yeah, I mean, it links back to some of the focus we spoke about previously in meetings is that your day gets eaten up or your weeks get eaten up through various things, and you get very little time to yourself, to reflect, to think through what you actually want to focus on. So it's a precious commodity, to be honest. And thinking time is important. I know it varies by role, how much time you need for that. But it's an example of, for me, in my role, let me talk for myself, I need time to actually be able to think and oscillate in my head over certain things. Not all decisions are made in the same meeting. I often say, let me sleep on that one. Mm-hmm. It's the revolving door, which is a whole nother conversation for another day, revolving door syndrome. But sometimes you need to think, but you need to reflect before you make a decision. So you need time to think. And with limited time, you get limited opportunity to actually be able to focus on what's necessary. I think people need to be more intentional with their time.
Yeah, and life is busy. So I mean, we can speak for it in our business. There's lots of different facets, lots of different moving parts in our business, and it's always on the go.
Yep.
All the time.
And technology doesn't help us because everything is on your phone.
Yeah.
Your entire world's on your phone. Mm-hmm. And whilst technology speeds things up, it actually makes things busier. In my view. So yeah, you can get lost in a manic world of all sorts of and we just got to look internationally, some political stuff that's going on and the messy world that's out there. So there's a lot happening. And people get addicted to being busy.
Yeah.
And that's you got to be careful of that. Because then you're not thinking. And thinking, you can think work and you can think personal. They're separate things, but you need time to do both.
And I suppose being busy, when people think, people being addicted to being busy, it's because I think certain people feel like they're accomplishing more if the busier they are. But you probably want to take a step back and go, how am I accomplishing it? Am I doing a good job of what I'm supposed to be doing? Because if you don't have time for stuff, then you're not really completing anything properly, right?
Yeah, and if you're very work focused, you forget about other parts of your life which are important, where you need to create time, family, friends, and before you blink, you'll have no friends, and no one will want to see you or join.
And you won't have a young family anymore. You have an old family.
Yeah, well, that's happening before my eyes, actually.
So let's just take that. I'm going to take that gap there and talk about it, because time isn't just important from a business point of view for you, Paul. I mean, your time is limited. You are I don't think you've ever told us a little bit about yourself, but you're a family man. I mean, give us your resume on the personal side.
Yeah, so married with 2 daughters, soon to be 15 and 13, which is very, very challenging and interesting to see it unfold. So, I mean, just digress for a second. Those on your phone, when you get those little photos that pop up I often see photos of them as babies, and it's actually quite scary. It seems like yesterday. It honestly does. You look at some of them and you think that's not even possible. But yeah, so family, and we spend as much time as we can together, because I understand that that's limited.
Yeah.
Once they finish school, or even towards the end of school, it becomes a lot more difficult to pin them down. I can already see it with the eldest, drifting around, socializing.
Socializing and friends.
Got a better social life than her mother and father. So yeah, and then family is important, but also keeping fit, keeping
Yes.
active. I play golf.
How often do you play golf?
Not as often as I'd like, Kelly.
Standard answer.
Yeah.
Not as often as I
Of course, you can always sneak another game, and you can always, yeah, I know, but I've played golf for many years and very committed to it. And then staying healthy. I've done all sorts of silly sporting things over my time, but I've regressed back to a 6-kilometer run. I'm very peaceful with that.
Oh, that's good.
And I still swim during summer because my body doesn't like cold water, and I go to gym twice a week. So yeah, I keep active.
So keeping time for you is really, really a big thing.
Yeah.
Because
I diarize my sporting stuff.
Yeah. Because you have to keep that balance.
Yeah.
And are you the type of person that if you don't exercise, you're quite grumpy?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, very.
Good to note, anybody.
Yeah. Got to get my exercise in.
Got to get your exercise in. I just want to, so time within business, what you do in your working hours, which I suppose for you, I don't know if I should say this or not, there's no real working hours for you. You kind of,
Nah.
You're a 24-hour, definitely a 4:30 a.m. WhatsApp.
But don't phone me after 8 because you're not going to get...
Because you're sleeping. Phone's on silent. So Paul, how do you balance the time between work, family, and your wife? Because there's family time and wife time is different.
Yep.
Should be different.
That's
and
right.
then the pool time on the golf course, paddle court, in the pool, on the track.
So organized is... So fortunately, Louise is super organized. Everybody thinks I'm organized. They need to see how organized she is. So organized, we put in, she sends me an invite for date nights as an example.
Nice.
So it's in the diary, and then Shelley knows not to mess or reluctantly mess with those.
Yes.
So we put them in for the whole year already for 2026.
Oh, wow. That's
a once a month dinner date. And then, yeah, we're quite intentional about trying to do family stuff on a weekend, which can be anything from like a board game to playing paddle, which is entertaining.
Who wins?
No, we really have to mix it up because this, and I'm not gonna mention names, but one member of the family is really bad at paddle, and it's not Louise. So you can guess between the other two teenagers. So
You or you?
No, it's not me either. I'm not saying I'm good, but I'm not in the bad category. But no, we do that for fun, and it's good to get out there. So we mix it up but we try and organize. And it sounds ridiculous, but block time off to do stuff. Some people look at it and say that's silly, but I have to do it. I don't have a choice, and it's the nature of us as a family that we organize. So yeah, we try and cover it all off by blocking. Louise and I go away at least once a year, just the two of us,
Nice.
to make sure we get our time. And yeah, it's difficult, and I do get into trouble every now and then. But I try my best to balance it all off. Probably what I get in most trouble for is being on my phone. I don't have my phone at dinner, that I'm good at, but the constant disruption is where I get into the most trouble. From all three of them, by the way.
It's the phone.
Mm.
Well, I mean, back to this being intentional with time, I suppose if we go back to why you have put this focus in place and why you've started for now 3 years putting these themes and these focuses into the business is you're trying to unlock the most value, right?
Yeah.
Time's precious, focus is precious, meetings are precious. Those are some of the areas we've covered off under being intentional, performance through intention, sorry. But that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You want to unlock as much value.
Yeah, and value can be value to business and personal value, because you create capacity, you better perform, you become a better employee or a better person. And I think it all comes together in in performance, which is broad, and I don't mean performance in only a work sense. I mean performance as in your family actually don't think you're an idiot because you're on your phone all day.
Well, that's our last subheading for performance through intention is being intentional with performance.
Yep.
So let's chat around that. Why is this important to you?
Yeah, well, you get things done. You become more action orientated. You created the capacity to do that. You own behaviors that drive the results. Take accountability. It's our saying at home is own it. Okay, because kids don't necessarily own their problems. They try and make it someone else's problem. I've got particularly one family member who does that. And again, it's not Louise. And so it's take accountability because you own this thing. I mean, you can't now make it someone else's problem.
Yeah.
And if you do all the things we've spoken about in the last few weeks, it should make you a better person, perform better at work, be a better person at home. That's what it is. So I would see this focus through the personal lens and work. It's not a work only thing.
Yeah.
And yes, in a work context, RCL Foods context, we're trying to unlock value in the business and in the people.
Do you see it coming through? Because, I mean, like you said, it's not just about hitting targets. It's the behaviors that drive results.
Yep.
Do you see it? Will you be looking for it?
Yeah, 100%. Always looking
Are
for it.
you always looking for it?
Yes.
And are you, here's a hot seat question. I mean, are you prepared to call it out if you see it not happening?
Yes, I do. So what people don't always understand is sometimes I'll call it out privately, sometimes I'll call it out publicly. It just depends on the situation and look, it's a call you make in the moment.
Yeah.
So I don't always call things out in a meeting, but I promise you, if there's something happens that I don't like, I will have a conversation on the side with that person. And it does happen. Definitely happens. You can ask them if you like. But sometimes there's a time and a place to do it.
Absolutely.
And look, I do call nonsense out if I see it or I think it in a meeting. It's not attacking the person. It's just that I don't think it's right. But I also sometimes say, I'm not going to call it out here, but over a coffee, I'll say, look, I don't think that was right.
Yeah.
So I'm watching for behaviors. And I'm not saying it's perfect, by the way. But it's very important in what we're trying to build here that our behaviors as RCL Food and our values are honored.
Well, feels like to me there's nothing really new here. I think this is stuff. I've been working with you for 4 years. You've been 4 years going into your 5th year of a CEO of RCL Foods. And you kind of say the same thing every year.
Except this year.
Why?
We're gonna do it.
No, and I think that's just about keeping a track on it.
Yeah.
Because we get busy. You get busy. The motions move quickly in a FMCG business, and we've just got to keep. I think we'll keep coming back and holding ourselves accountable on how it's going.
I think we should, and it's a good thing. And let me give a good example.
Yeah.
And I know people say in the organization this may not be true, but you spoke about PowerPoint previously and how we, inverted commas, killed PowerPoint, sorry, Microsoft, to make meetings more effective.
Yes.
And we managed to do that. Certainly, let me just talk for the exec meetings and the meetings outside, even the board meeting. We used to do monstrous presentation of the board. The last 4 or 5 board meetings, we haven't put a single slide up, not one.
Wow. So how does it work?
So conversation. All the documents are sent in the pre-read. We're very clear on the conversation we want to have, and then in a boardroom it goes wherever it goes.
Yes.
It's very difficult to control that flow, but we will even the operational update. We put very few, if any, charts up. We will talk to our issues. Each MD will articulate their issues. I'll do the summary up front. So if I take exec up, we've effectively killed PowerPoint. And I think if we take the same attitude and mindset into this year in performance to intention, we can achieve the same thing.
Absolutely.
So we've done it. But I think if we, like you say, we keep coming back to it, and it's not. This isn't about Paul. This requires all leaders in the business to actually deliver on it.
And it has to be filtered down in order for it to work. It has to keep moving through the business, and it has to become a behavior, and it has to become a part of the culture.
Yep. Yeah, and it's the only way you embed it.
Yeah. So I think for us, as we continue on the micro podcasting, we're going to have to check in, and we have to be honest with ourselves on if we're seeing a difference or not.
Perfect. I look forward to it.
And then maybe bring in a couple of guests
and ask
in
them.
the business and ask them what they think.
Good idea.
Paul, great podcast today. Thank you very much. This is Paul Unscripted with Paul Cruikshank, the CEO of RCL Foods, and Kelly. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Kelly. Cheers, everybody.